What's going on, guys? I hope you all are doing well this afternoon. I just wanted to cover Bitcoin with you all. We've had some interesting developments the past day. All right, so I'm going to get into it. So let's check out Market Cipher. So the Market Cipher negative money flow is actually pointing to the upside as well as the momentum waves. As you can see, the VWAP, volume weighted average price indicator, the blue wave momentum indicator, and also the money flow indicator are all pointing to the upside on the daily. That's phenomenal. It's no longer an if price is moving up. It is pretty much, in my opinion, definitive. Yeah, the EMAs are pointing to the upside. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit just so you can see. All EMAs are exponential moving averages. I mean, are turning bullish. We did get a bullish engulfing candle yesterday, and this today's actual candle solidified that. Yes, there was a wick to the upside, but this, yeah, I believe it was a loss of like 2.6% roughly. But as long as price maintains higher lows in this instance, we are trending to the upside. Um, yeah, I'm going to see the TSI here on the daily. TSI on the daily is now expanding and pointing up. That's phenomenal. What else here? Okay, I'm going to go to the daily time frame on all of these indicators here. Alright, so we did have a buy signal, and we do have a histogram, bullish histogram right here. So that's interesting to see with the potential beginnings of a new momentum to the upside. So that's nice. The EMAs are pointing up, the MACD is pointing up. Pretty exciting. Alright, so TSI, as long as price is above 23.371, we will see continuation to the upside, which is phenomenal. I mean, honestly, TSIs, even on the daily standpoint, usually they um, are more so in reversal around this zone, around the 40 and the 50. So to be where we are right now, like on the 17, for example, we're nowhere near overbought scenarios. So I'm happy to see that. Also, the fast moving average on the MACD-X has decided to cross above the slow moving average. That is a bullish sign. That's great to see. And the RSI on the daily is flirting with moving to the upside. Now, yesterday I did mention this potential triangle pattern that was visible on the RSI as well, because you can do pattern trading on RSI too. And yeah, we broke through it. Now, as far as backtesting it, not too sure if that's going to be the case here. That is definitely in the cards. But I like the fact that we actually nullified a potential uh, lower high trend, because we did have 1, 2, 3, but then it broke through it, and now at this time we're above it. So that's great to see as well. The good sign for the bulls. TMA is still pointing to the upside, so we still have a little bit more time in the bullish zone. Interesting to see overall. Okay, so I am going to the 4-hour. Alright, so I'm going to begin with Market Cipher B. So Market Cipher B actually has a sell signal, okay? Now, I like the money flow. Usually sell signals when the money flow is green is not that powerful, so we could have a consolidation and then like an eventual move to the upside, or like another leg up, if you will. So just because we saw this is not definitive that this is the end game of it all. So I would be cautious with the sell signal, not gonna lie. The reason being various things. So we have an expansion of the exponential moving averages. Also, price is still fighting above the 9 EMA on up to the 4-hour. We do have this key zone of resistance here at 24.27 and it is getting back tested. This is actually a fresh zone here that I came across with the support and resistance indicator. So that's interesting to see. Are we seeing an eventual reversal? That actually could be the case here. And also on the TSI, we are slowing down. Um, Now, will this be the end game where we created a higher high? Oh, you know what? I see something really interesting. I see something really interesting here. Okay, there it is. I haven't been looking at the charts all day, so this is new and fresh for me. I am seeing a bearish divergence, though. I am seeing a bearish divergence. Now, we would need a pump to the upside to really invalidate that bearish divergence in the 4 hour, but it's, well, we'll see how that goes. After hours trading, which is like basically in Central Time, I'm based in Central Time, that's around like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I don't like trading after 6 p.m. Where I'm at, just due to time zone changes and all that kind of stuff. Asia is waking up around that time. This is like their trading time. So yeah. But anyway, in regards to this, we could see a potential dead cat bounce and an ultimate rejection. But at the same time, given how bullish the daily looks, that could just be an opportunity for a higher low. Um, that's still in the cards. Keep in mind these exponential moving averages have flipped as support, so we have support at basically 24.1k, 23.8k, and 23.5k. And 23.5k was back tested here back in the yesterday. Uh, yeah, basically at like 11 a.m. yesterday. So um, yeah, but we do have topside resistance here at 24.7. Thankfully, price finally broke through 24.2. It was resistance for the longest time, but ultimately, there still needs to be more of a ratcheting up apparently, where there's consolidation. We could head down as low as like 23.5, maybe even back test 23.9 as support, and then ultimately continue to the upside and creating those higher low situations. Okay, so I'm done with these indicators. I'm gonna zoom out and go with the slow then to fast. Alright, so, oof, yes, we do have that divergence shown up on the MACD as well. That is pretty bearish. We do have a curl down of the MACD itself, so I'm not a big fan of those. Okay. Also, the RSI, the TSI on the 4 hour is also validating. So as long as price is below 24.224, we can expect lower prices. Okay, so I'm gonna add a orange line here. Gonna make it thicker, and then I'm gonna install the coordinates here so you're able to see it in real time. Okay, so 24.2, so it's very, very close. So as long as price is below this line right here, we are technically bearish. Ah, okay. Honestly, if I see a 4 hour candle close below the 9 EMA, that would definitely make me more bearish, frankly. At this time, I'm not too sure, frankly, but we got to see this play out a little bit more. But yeah, and usually 9 EMA crosses on the 4 hour are definitive death signs for bulls' hopes, if you catch my drift. Yeah, because yeah, we had it right here, pretty much right here, a dump 3%, and we had a cross. Yeah, so 9 EMA crosses aren't all that hot, to be honest. All right, now on the MACD X, we are having a cross down. No sell signal just yet, but this is a mid-range in terms of speed. Um, yeah, we do RSI, although we do have a cross down on the RSI here with a lower high. I don't like lower highs at all, but we have been keeping consistent in regards to these lower highs. So that's actually, I don't like that. As far as the 4 hour, so let me take this off. On the daily, we did break out of that triangle, but that might not have been enough. I mean, we do have a more respected trend here we are having higher lows and we are having lower highs. That just means that the price is tightening. Usually when price tightens, it just means volatility comes down, and ultimately there could be a resolution after the fact. Um, Let me see. On the TMA, on the TMA we did cross the oh, basically overbought zone twice already. And as you can see, the slow moving average is still pointing to the upside, so I'm going to consider this support until it is not, from my perspective. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the 1 hour here. Okay, 1 hour. All right, let's go. You see, so the money flows actually, let me go to, let me go to Heikin-Ashi here. Money flow is still curling up. Now, what's interesting here is we could have the potential of a trigger wave. Okay, that's still in the cards. A trigger wave just means that we're having a larger wave um, here, and then we have a lower wave here. So there's still opportunity for that. So as long as the money flow is still thick in the green, there is a shot. Now, if you look at it from the money flow perspective, though, yes, it's still green, but ultimately we are seeing waning momentum. Now, this is concerning to me from just a longer term time frame, but ultimately trigger waves are more telling in my opinion. So if we do ultimately see a buy signal and we do see a curl up, similar to what, right there, then I would feel more inclined to go for that long position and just hold it until we hit, maybe like 25.5K, some psychological level like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the TSI. So the TSI did cross from overbought to now crossing through here. Usually when it hits the zero line, there are kind of bounces and such like that that either indicates, oh, okay, we are confirming a second leg up, or we are consolidating and then creating lower highs, lower lows to then ultimately break down. So let me go to the 37-minute time frame to show you kind of like what's happening from this perspective. As you can see, these broke down, but we are getting like some bouncing. As you can see, the TSI indicator here is curling upward a little bit. So we are seeing a little bit of a fight back from the bulls. And you can also see it a little bit because we are getting a doji candle here on the 1 hour. Doji candles are indecision candles. After long trends and such like that, they can also be signs of reversal. Now, given that it is below the 21 EMA, that's really tough for me to definitively say like, okay, this is the reversal candle. No, not at all. You can have doji candles and they go the opposite direction. It is common to see those. So for example, we have a bunch of doji candles right here, okay, and it doesn't usually mean a complete reversal. The likelihood of it, like this doji candle, was a reversal indicator. Um, there's another doji candle right here, but there are times where you see them and it's not actually a reversal, it's a consolidation. So oh, this is a clean one though right here. Sorry. Anyway, I'm digressing here. Nonetheless, what I'm seeing is consolidation. Now we could have a pump to the upside, but if I do see a lower high, if I see a lower high that can't break 24.7, which was an hourly resistance that popped up recently, or was it the 4-hour resistance? How did I get this line? Oh, yeah, because of the support resistance indicator from the previous wick high. Okay, that makes sense. But I like to go with candle closes. Yeah, just for safety's sake, I like 1 hour candle closes as an indication of resistance. You can go as high as the 4-hour. I mean, you can even go higher as 4-hour, but yeah, usually like wicks will tend to show themselves in those areas. And the 4-hour as well. There you go. Yeah, there it is. So these are interesting. So I have my um, my indicator giving me resistance at 24.7 roughly. I have the 1 hour giving me a 24.868 resistance level, and I have the 4 hour giving me a 24.559 resistance level. So we do have multiple forms of resistance here. And as I can see now, this wick top right here on the 4 hour, it looks to me that it has yet to hold support here at 24.158. So that's not too great. But given that this was previous resistance, and it hasn't been back tested as support since it's been broken out. I mean, maybe on the 1 hour. Yeah, on the 1 hour it was back tested as support, but we still need to see more, in my opinion. Yeah, can we confirm this as support here? I want to see my support resistance lines kind of develop before I give it any emphasis. But from my standpoint, from what I see here, I do see consolidation a little bit more to the downside. Um, Potential reset on this indicator here on the TSI to then potentially ratchet up those higher low situations. All right, so here, yeah, let me take this off. Yeah, we're seeing thick histograms move to the downside. The MACD is still pointing to the downside, so you have to respect the momentum and the trend that's happening. Now on the 1 hour, oh sorry, let me go with the TSI here. So as long as price is below 24.48, 24.480, we can expect price to continue to the downside. Now, actually, we had not one, but two divergences on the MACD-X here. It got nullified a few times, but the rally finally gave in, and this second RSI, I'm sorry, this second MACD-X confirmed bearish divergence played out. Now, which is interesting here on the RSI, it was I haven't seen I haven't seen the RSI in the overbought zone in the bull I'm sorry in the bullish control zone for so long. So for it to be up there for that long was nice. It was a nice little trip down memory lane. I would say, yeah, basically like a day. It's back in the neutral zone. That's not good. Usually it goes from, overbought to oversold and overbought to oversold. It has like that kind of binary kind of reaction. So, as it stands here, uh, it's not in the bearish control zone just yet, but as you can see, the slow moving average is sloping to the downside and it could potentially be acting as resistance if the fast moving RSI was to come up and eventually test it. So what I would like to see if I'm going to go into a short, not financial advice, but like if I would be preparing for a short and essentially looking for a back test here as resistance, and then I would kind of like initiate my move and kind of see where that goes. As you can see as well on the 1 hour, from an intraday perspective, keep in mind these are intraday moves. This isn't like a move I'm going to be holding for a day. This is like moves I'm going to be holding for a few hours. I am in a swing type of mentality right now where I'm holding a position for maybe like a day or three or maybe even 4 hours, as short as 4 hours, as long as a few days. Like, this is an arbitrage opportunity. Now, keep in mind the daily, we talked about the daily earlier. It looks bullish, but volatility is showing itself, and there are opportunities for 3% moves, 5% moves, you know. So you gotta, just play your cards the way that you'd like. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about just garnering better positions for yourself. And entries are super important. That's why I always caution in regards to entry points. Um, you want to see these crosses here. I personally like the 50 EMA, 21 EMA cross and back test. We had one back here on the 1 hour. I can show this to you right here. Right here was that 50-21 EMA back test. Back tested support, and then we had an indecision candle. Indecision candles are really great, especially trend reversals as well. They're kind of like dojis for Japanese candle patterns. But yeah, like I mean, um, I held this one up until here. I could have held it for longer, but 2.4%, not bad. Ultimately, I was late to this move. I didn't get an opportunity to put in a short entry, so I missed that one. But as you can see here, there could be an opportunity for a retest at some point to maybe even continue down and kind of get like a scalp short here, maybe like at 1.4% or something like that, maybe even more, depending if really at the end of the day, 23.8, if it shows itself as true support, then yeah, I'll probably put a long entry, but there's just not enough data for me to actually justify a long, especially in these positions, just because this particular move was already kind of played out in terms of the pump, but it doesn't mean that these resistances can't give out. So ultimately, I do have some form of outlook of bounce, but in where exactly, I'm not too sure. I'm going to be doing a new line here, so let me do a line and see. Um, okay, style, extend right. All right, okay. So if I see, in this instance, there is a supply line on the intraday level, 1 hour. So if I see this line here break, so for example, I'm going to turn it green just so you guys know what I'm about. Anyway, um, yeah, so if you see this line break as support, an hourly candle close below this line would be very bearish. We, so I would expect, to open up a short. Now, given that it was more so support, I have to be biased that it is support. Okay, so until I see those confirmations, I'm more so looking for longs. The EMAs are bullish. The EMAs are still, still teal, and teal is bullish for me. And yeah, ultimately, I truly think that we could still see the 50 as some support. Now, 9 EMA crosses down are pretty bearish, as you can see. The yellow line is the 9 EMA. Crosses below the 21. That's pretty bearish. Those can trigger some pretty intense moves. 5% dumps. In this case, we've already experienced a dump. But yeah, from the point of the cross, you could expect like another 3 to 5% dump, which would be, below key supports and stuff like that. So ultimately, I do think we're in a consolidation phase. Now, how far we go down is a little difficult to spot at this point. Uh, there are new, basically support and resistance lines that have flipped from resistance to support. So I'm keeping my eye on how that actually turns out. As it stands, we are below key levels in terms of where prices below the 21, prices below the 9 EMA. 9 EMA is looking like it's acting as resistance. So I wouldn't open up any fresh shorts or fresh longs. Frankly, I feel like the short was already. You would want to be shorting up here, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, if you were looking for a short, like these divergences up here, were saying, hey, like if you have the market cipher indicator, which if you don't have it, you can go to the description. It'll take you to the website, and you can get it. But like anyway, so if you see divergences here, you're able to like figure out, oh, okay, not only is, the market cipher B indicator saying that there's divergences coming out, but also, the TSI crossed red right here. So you could immediately open a short at this point, and if you did so, you already be up like 1.5% roughly. Yeah, so from that standpoint, that would have been a way better entry in a short. Right now, we could get a buy signal like very, very soon. In terms of how intense it would be, frankly, a pump to the upside is not off the table. Um, as you can see, 24.2 is, having its moment, but also 23.7, I'm sorry, 23.8 is also support as well. So it's red right now, but I do have to consider this because it was flipped and back tested. I have to change its color. And this right now, so far, has been support, so I do have to make that shift. Now, this is to be determined, so I'm going to keep it white. All right, so yeah, we're interesting times. If we're able to actually create some form of back test from this zone, I'd feel real bullish, and I would actually be ready to put in a long position. Just hasn't. I need to see a couple more confirmations to go that far. Um, yeah, I am seeing somewhat of a pattern kind of build up at this point. I do see kind of like a rising wedge a little bit. Let me change that solid. There you go. Yeah, I do see some form of a rising wedge develop, from the standpoint of here and here. So, yeah, not gonna lie. I mean, I feel more confident. Um, I want to see a tag of this supply line, okay, and I want to see it pump to the upside. So if I see a tag and like some form of buy signal on market cipher, maybe like on the 24 or on the 27, I would go for it. But at the same time, um, yeah, you just got to be careful. If you do see hourly candle closes outside of the supply line, then I'd bail. I would actually open up a short. So, oh, anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you found this information insightful. Yeah, if you like this video, please go down in the description. Tell me if you think this information's pretty valuable. If not, let me know. Always trying to improve, so any feedback is appreciated. Also, yeah, be on the lookout for some lives as well. I think I'm ready to actually start doing lives. I was like trying to figure it out. It's like, oh, what's the best way to go about live channels or like live videos? And I think, yeah, I'm gonna get started on that this week, maybe even this weekend. I have no idea. But anyway, I appreciate you. Yeah, take care. Have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.